Yeah, this snow is really going to be a bed for everything that happens. For the short term, it's going to be a bed for all the sleet and any freezing precipitation that falls on top of it, some sleet, some ice. It's not going to be hard for it to bond to this stuff and just stack on top. But then right after, the temperatures stay pretty moderate overnight, and then we see the rain come in. So the snow again acts as a bed. It's just going to absorb it, and then it starts to wash it away. So we'll start to see some ponding, and we'll probably go through this drill over the next few days of melting down, refreezing at night, melting down, refreezing at night, because we just have so much coming our way. So, back and forth, we really do. So right now we're seeing a little bit of everything on our map, just looking at the Maryland view across the state. Radar showing here the blue, the snow. You can follow the timestamp. Let's see, right now we're looking at 135. So 135, you're seeing less and less of the blue as it starts to get pushed more up the 95 corridor, up just over the state line. And also, you're not seeing as much blue as you are white. The blue indicating the heavier bands of snow, the white indicating the lighter bands of snow. But with the lighter bands of snow, well, we're seeing less and less of the heavy snow, but we're seeing more of the transition. So we're seeing more of this pink. Now, within the pink, you're seeing different shades again. The lighter pink, the lighter bands of sleet, the showers, the rain showers are starting to filter in, but the sleet, the darker is just heavier amounts coming down. That darker purple in there, just kind of a fusion, if you will, is some heavy bands of sleet coming down. So really the temperature is really what's dictating what's coming down. So we're seeing less of the snow, more of the sleet, and down on the lower eastern shore where now snow totals are pretty much over as you start to get down toward Cambridge, down towards Salisbury, Ocean City. You see the temperatures down there right around 35 to about 37 degrees or so. We're seeing more of the rain and less of the frozen precip. So this mix really extending, say, from Seaford, Delaware, right there on the edge of the Maryland-Delaware line, right on up to about Easton, Cambridge, you're seeing it. Up to about Bowie, you started getting into Anne Arundel County, even down toward PG County, D.C., seeing some of that sleet as well. And it continues right on back toward Front Royal. Now you get up toward the 270 corridor, heading up toward Frederick and Hagerstown. The western edge of this starting to dry out just a little bit. So most of the rain is going to follow this path that you see from, say, southern Maryland, the lower eastern shore, and back down toward the Gulf states, back toward the, we'll say, the western edge of North Carolina, the western edge of South Carolina. That's where that rain is going to start to move in from. It's coming in from that direction. And you can just really follow the temperatures and just kind of see where we're seeing the different types of precipitation. 31 in Hagerstown, 30 in Westminster, 30 in Rock Hall. You start to get over the bay, down toward the water. Annapolis at 34, just above freezing down in the nation's capital. And then you get over toward Easton, over the bridge, and down toward the ocean. 37 degrees down in Ocean City, 34 in Patuxent River. All of those are locations where the rain has already started to transition. So we're still dealing with this winter storm warning in effect for just basically Talbot County, right on up to northeast Maryland, right on across the top tier of the state, and a winter weather advisory in effect for mid areas of the eastern shore down toward about Cambridge, and then the portion around southern Maryland. Let's talk about some of these totals. Been very impressive. And again, all started pretty much right after about 7 o'clock or so, and then that just rate of about 1 to 3 inches of snow per hour is how we've gotten to these numbers. And again, if you're around the top tier of the state, you're still not done just yet. So we still have a little bit to go, but you'll have to gauge when it's best for you to go out and shovel, because this transition, the snow is pretty light and fluffy right now. It's going to get very heavy when this moisture starts to really filter in. I'll step out here and just kind of walk you through these. We have Frederick, 6.5 inches, and these are the highest totals so far. These are going to be updated, but this is what's coming in from the National Weather Service. We're starting to see some trained spotters and some National Weather Service readings. So 6.5 inches out in Frederick at this hour. Montgomery County seeing 6.1 inches. Howard County 5.5 inches as of our last check. Harford County 4.3, Charles County 2 inches down toward Charles County, down toward southern Maryland. Another list over here. Allegheny seeing 7.5 inches in some of the higher locations. Washington County 6.8, Carroll County 6 inches of snow out there. Just checked in there with Mike Helgren, and you saw what the conditions were on the roads there. Anne Arundel County 4.8, 4.5 in Baltimore County, 4 inches in Baltimore City. Lower Eastern Shore, we haven't forgotten about you. We've started to see a transition now to rain, so the amounts down toward you, 2 to about 3 inches or so in a very short time are now starting to be washed away. But these are the amounts that we are going to be adding to when the official totals start to come in. So for now, we're just going to continue to wait this out. We'll start to see this transition, and as we get into the overnight hours, we'll see more of a rain event, and then we'll start to keep you posted on potentially some flood concerns. We'll have much more coming up from our numbers and all coming up in just a few moments. Back over to you.